Hi, welcome to a Roboflow training movie. In this training movie, I will explain a plugin that exists for Roboflow, which is called the Dropbox plugin. The Dropbox plugin for Roboflow gives you the ability in a workflow to interact with Dropbox. And so after installing it, you will see that you will have a new section in your drop down here, which allows you to delete files from Dropbox, download, list files in a folder on Dropbox, share a file, and upload a file. The most common use for this plugin is to use Dropbox as a delivery platform, which means that you have some files in Cumulus that you want to deliver to somebody. Well, you could zip them together, put them in a folder, drop them in a folder, and Roboflow will upload it to the cloud. You might say, okay, but what's the difference with using the Dropbox plugin that you can install on your server? Well, first of all, the Dropbox plugin does a synchronization, so everything you put there will stay there and will also be synchronized to the web, so you use up a lot of space on both sides. And second problem is that it has to check all the time, so you have some kind of procedure that is synchronizing whatever is local to the web constantly. So this plugin gives you the ability to have Roboflow running and, for instance, in a drop folder, just pick up the file and upload it to Dropbox. Let me show you how this works. And then we will take a look of how this technically works. Sorry. So let's go to the drop folder, which should be somewhere here in Roboflow extensions, Dropbox test. So here I have on Dropbox upload to Dropbox folder, and if I have an image, a zip, whatever, here, then it will automatically give me the opportunity to drop it in here, and when the workflow is running, it will pick up the file and it will upload it to Dropbox. It will create a link to it so that the file is then available. So you can see that it uploaded the file to a certain predefined folder, which you can define, of course, and then it shares the link, which creates this URL, and then it mails that to the requester and to somebody who might have been defined to receive that. So when this person goes to his or her mailbox, then there is a Dropbox delivery, and in that Dropbox delivery you can see that you have a URL, and so you can click on that URL to get this, or you can simply copy paste this in your browser. Copy, and then if I paste it here, I am picking up or viewing the file. If you change the URL to /=1, it will offer you a direct download of the file, and so you can send the URL however you like. It gives you the opportunity to either give them the view in Dropbox or give them a direct download. So this is just one example of an application. The other way around would be that, for instance, Roboflow would be monitoring the files in a drop folder on Dropbox, where people deliver files in a certain folder on Dropbox, and you would pick them up and download them and bring them into the Cumulus environment, which could be another useful application for it. So how do we install this? Well, first of all, it is a plugin for Roboflow, so you need the Roboflow extensions plugin, which is a jar which comes with this plugin, which you need to put in the same folder as the Roboflow jar. And then, depending on the plugin technology that you acquired or purchased, you will receive a library folder, a jar folder for that particular plugin. And there are many different plugins available for Roboflow, like Cloudinary and Amazon and etc. So this is the most common one, is the Dropbox. You just put it in your Dropbox folder, and then all you need to do is stop Roboflow and edit your wrapper conf. And in your wrapper conf file, all you need to do is, in the place where you have your libraries, your jars, just add a second line with a 2 here and point to that Roboflow extension file and point to that file over here. So that's how you can very easily implement it. You save your wrapper conf file and you restart Roboflow, and sorry, I was one step too quick. One final thing you need to do is you need to go to the roboflow.xml file. You need to edit that, and you need to add that Dropbox plugin. Am I saying something stupid? Yes, I am, and I'm looking at the wrong place, of course. Let me show you where my Roboflow is. Of course, yours will be in your folder of Roboflow, but I'm using a special version. But you just need to go to your roboflow.xml file, which is in your Roboflow installation folder, and you need to add here one entry saying that from this point on there is a Dropbox plugin. So by doing so, that will make sure that this plugin is from that point on visible in Roboflow. So when you do new, you will have this separate tab here for all your Roboflow instructions. So deleting, downloading, listing, sharing, uploading, and all these things are possible in this process. One final thing that you will receive from me is a Dropbox license, and the Dropbox license, you just need to say new, type in the name of the variable, which is Dropbox license, and then the license key that you will receive from me. Then when you have that, then finally you can create your workflow. But of course you need to go to Dropbox, and in Dropbox you need to create credentials, and so you need to create an app in Dropbox, and by creating an app in Dropbox you will create a folder to link it to, and it will give you credentials, and these credentials look like this. Where is it? Here. So you will get some kind of credentials, and you just need to save that as a file, as a text file or a JSON, whatever you want to call it. This file needs to be put here somewhere in your Roboflow installation, and in the workflow itself, here in the workflow itself, you can use that credentials file, and you will see that when you are using a Dropbox instruction, it will ask for the path to that file. So then you can specify that. Also, your app will have a name in Dropbox. So your app that you're creating here, I called it Cloud BU. So when I log in, and this is of course just like that. When you log into your cloud, wherever you linked the app to will then be available. So I put it in a folder called apps, and I have a cloud BU file here, and you will see that I have a folder Roboflow upload test, which was that subfolder to which I was launching, and you can see that I did already a couple of tests with the same file, but you can see that it's bringing these files in this folder, and that way you can have your files in the cloud. The other way around is that you could, of course, also use Roboflow then to clean up this folder. Imagine that you want to keep these files here for 2 weeks, for instance. Then you can automatically in the Roboflow workflow have a workflow that lists the files in the folder, picks up the file date, and looks if the file date is older than 2 weeks, for instance. If that is the case, you could delete that file from the drop folder. So that way you can clean up whatever you are delivering to the cloud. So this is a very simple workflow which comes with the installation. So it gives you an opportunity to work with it, play with it, and maybe adapt it to your needs. Here is an example of how this is working. And so you can see the URL from Dropbox that was in the mail, and so there was the little text that I added. Copy this into your browser, it said, and that's what we saw here. And so here that's the part that we're seeing. If it's multiple files, you can even have multiple files listed here, or you could have the workflow zip it and then have just one zip file available for you. So very straightforward, using standard Roboflow with special Dropbox plugins from me. And so if you are interested in getting this plugin, just contact me at peter@goforflow.be. Thank you for joining this little training movie, and hope to see you in another one.